Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I told you we were on the right track. Well, first of all, a lot of information came out today. Let's just be clear about that. But you don't get two major entities coming together, right? One is showing an outward display of support where they usually would not. And that one who shows the outward display of support, BlackRock, typically, if they're not going to do business with you, there's no outward show of display of support, number one. And number two, they don't even mention your name. So it was the logical path to understand that although, yes, they're simply attending an event, that attendance of the event is symbolic of a relationship going forward. That they're going to work with each other more than just, I'm going to use a little. I don't know what people were making of it, but I said from the beginning, they're interested in what? What did they say? Infrastructure. What runs that infrastructure? XRP. What are all the massive companies accumulating right now? Not just, we'll cover that in a moment. Treasuries, reserves, they're holding XRP. They're accumulating massive amounts of XRP, not BlackRock yet, but I'm saying that's what all the major companies are doing. What do you think BlackRock's going to do? You believe that BlackRock, look, you can say a lot of things about BlackRock. People have all types of wild theories, and yes, they definitely are an asset manager you don't want to mess with, for sure. You can say all of that. But one thing you can't say is that they're stupid, ignorant, nescient. No, they know how to make some money. They're not sitting on the side where everyone else makes easy money. So what did they come out and tell everyone now? They confirmed what we were uncovering all the time here on this channel. What I've been saying. Articles are just coming out the last 2 days about what BlackRock said. And here we have it. It says this: the XRP community is excited, as they should be. As they should be. I've been telling people this is where it's heading. This is you. If you like what's going on here, this is the beginning. This is nothing. Well, you don't have to. I'm not here to tell you. I'm just sharing. I just share my thoughts very confidently, as you should as well. If these are your thoughts, all right, you have some thoughts and you believe in those, you've researched them, you have solid evidence to back them up, you should speak powerfully as well. And don't let anyone tell you different. Let's get back to this. The XRP community is excited about comments from BlackRock's Maxwell Steen at the recent Ripple Swell 2025 event. You know, I don't know many Steens, but I'll tell you what, I do have a favorite Steen. There was once a wrestler from a organization called ROH, Ring of Honor. His name was Kevin Steen. He put on some amazing matches long time ago. A lot of you probably weren't even born at that time. Well, I might have a new favorite Steen, Maxwell Steen. If you're going to bring that money to XRP, then yes, you are now my favorite Steen. Sorry, Kevin. Let's keep going. I'll make a little joke here and there, break up the monotony. Let's go. Maxwell Steen at the recent Ripple Swell event, where he stated, what did he say? I don't know. No, my ears work perfectly fine. I just like to do that sometimes. Where he stated that Ripple's infrastructure, what did we say? Gotta lean back sometimes. Just take a breather. We've been on fire, haven't we? I told you. Ripple's infrastructure could eventually move trillions. Talk that trillion talk, sir. Oh, I'm excited. I feel like before a big fight or a match in my youth, of course. Don't worry if any family members are watching. Oh, Mick, don't fight again, Mick. Don't fight. I didn't. I'm just saying I feel excited like that, right? Oh man. Anyway, I feel fired up. Let me just once in a while. I love times like this. This is brilliant. What did he say? Sounds like alpha name right here, doesn't he? Ripple's infrastructure could eventually move trillions, not billions, not millions. Get those millions out of here. Yeah. Trillions, folks. Serious business. Even they're saying it now. How much more do people need to see? Don't worry, there's much more coming. This is merely one more piece to the puzzle, and each piece to a puzzle, if you ever done those when you were younger, I definitely did, showed you or reveals more of the image. What's the image showing you right now? Trillions. Steen's remarks have been interpreted by some. It doesn't take a lot of interpretation. He just spoke with plain language. He literally said Ripple's infrastructure could eventually move trillions. This is what the articles are saying, unless they're lying. That's plain language. But there is the could, which is reasonable. There's no guarantees in life. There's no guarantees anything. No guarantee I was going to wake up this morning. No guarantee I wasn't going to turn into a fireball when I drove down the street this morning. So, I mean, we're pretty used to non-guarantees. That's how we exist. So that's reasonable. Stein's remarks have been interpreted by some as a sign of growing institutional confidence. How else would that be interpreted? That is, he said, Ripple's infrastructure could eventually move trillions. That's very confident. That's very positive. What other interpretation could that? They're not there. BlackRock doesn't waste its time. Can you show me evidence that they do? Can you show me evidence of outward displays of support where BlackRock hasn't had a ton of meetings beforehand with those companies and was interested in getting involved with them and then did? Can you show me where they did not do that? And provide evidence of that, of such. Let's keep going. So, sign of growing institutional confidence. Another thing, we're seeing these signs of institutional confidence from all over the place. In blockchain and Ripple's technology, right? Though it is important to note, what are they going to say now? Here we go. They're going to sow some seeds of doubt. Though it is important to note that these comments may not reflect an official company position, really. I love it. How they sow the seeds. They have to sow the seeds of doubt. So be it, to each his own. All right. I just dislike that. It's like, let the statement stand for itself. Let people make up their own mind. You ever notice that? They won't let people think for themselves. They have to impose upon you their thoughts. I'm not here to impose upon you. I present the information. What you do, it is up to you. I don't have to slant you this way or that. Some people agree with me. Okay, cool. And some people over the years, they definitely let me know they don't agree with me and they're consistent with it. So be it. Okay, that's great. That's how humanity's supposed to be. We're all different. We think differently. No two eyes see alike. But these types of article writers, they're like, no, but remember this. Now, don't tell me remember that. Tell me what the man said and then walk away. Tell me what he said. You're delivering information? I don't want to hear from you. You're not the man. You're not the guy from BlackRock. You're not who I want to hear from. So why are you trying to impose upon me your thoughts? Are you trying to force it on me? Tell me what he said. If you're going to be a reporter, report what he said and walk away and let me make up my own mind. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's continue on forward, folks. Don't get so heated, right? Don't take things so serious. We're having fun over here. So then they go into the significance of Ripple, of this individual making these particular comments. They delve a little bit deeper. Legal experts have questioned whether Stein's statements represent an official BlackRock stance, etc. Yeah, that gets some clicks and views also. There's also that. That's some people see it as content, and so be it. It is. Maybe it is. That's what they do. But just look at his words and take his words and interpret them yourself. What do they mean? He spoke for himself, so take his words. All right, so I say as is. But look at this. That's not the only thing going on. And you better know that I'm cooking up that members only video. Oh, you want to see this one? Oh, you definitely want to see this one. Oh, right after I'm done with this video here. Oh, I have a lot of information to put in that next members only video, dropping either today or tomorrow. See you over there. All right. But you have this article. Look at this. So simultaneously, and they always position it this way. Pay attention to that, right? You'll have this big news start floating around. Then all of a sudden, Ripple or someone associated with XRP will ensure simultaneously another piece of big news from showing that they're 100% behind XRP still to this day. Because some of you have these people every once in a while questioning that. I don't know why. I mean, doesn't Brad Garlinghouse have like a tattoo or two of XRP on his physical body? Every time they're coming out, they're talking about how XRP is at the core, the crux, whether it's Brad Garlinghouse saying that, David Schwartz, 1 million times they'll explain something. People will still doubt, but that's on them. They have a doubtful nature. To each his own, not a bad thing. I'm just saying. So they have to come out like this, but they do this all the time simultaneously with other big news. You notice that? This article is titled Ripple Doubles Down on XRP. Doubles down? Who was this article writer? This is from news.bitcoin.com. Who's this article writer? Doubles down. All right, let me hear you out, because by now they've crossed the line of quadrupling down years ago. They probably go to sleep, and as Ripple team is sleeping, they're snoring, and suddenly, XRP. They're just shouting XRP randomly in the night. That's how much they're into it deep with XRP. They love XRP. I know. That's wild, Mick. They're just saying XRP in their sleep. You know, people talk in their sleep. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, B-Rad, is championing. B-Rad. Who was that character from B-Rad from that movie Malibu's Most Wanted? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Now, I'm not laughing. You're laughing. Stop that. Be professional. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is championing a breakthrough year marked by record growth, a $500 million strategic investment, and surging XRP momentum, underscoring crypto's rapid ascent. Crypto as a whole? No. Just stop saying crypto over like it's like all of crypto rose. No. Bank coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Chainlink has a ton of banks that are Bankcoin. I told you years ago they would become a Bankcoin around the time years ago when I became very supportive of Chainlink and bullish on Chainlink. That's when they became a Bankcoin. Right around the time they had acquired contracts with a ton of banks. Solana said they're going after banks. They're a Bankcoin. This is just the Bankcoins, Ethereum and Bitcoin, in my humble, from what I've seen, that are massively positioned. Yeah. So just say that, right? The top cryptos. Let's be specific here. Underscoring crypto's rapid ascent as a driving force in global finance. I like that they said that. And I'll tell you what, you have I won't say you, but the people out there, it's just you and me here, right? Just you and me. This is not for them out there. They're not ready for that. They can't handle this. I'm just looking around, make sure you're by you came alone, right? So between you and I, the people out there, they're not ready for this. They don't understand the depth that this goes. When they say global, holy smokes. And I'm about to show all the connections. I've been talking about it. I've been building up to this moment, haven't I? This is not even the video. Like these videos been deep in the members only section. This one is just a little step towards that major one. I'm going to drop that major one like a hammer. This one is serious as well. I'm going to drop that major one like a hammer. But when they say global, think global at depth. But let's keep going here, and which means the value. If you're doing all the calculations and you're looking at the value of what we've been speaking about that's involved in the depth that XRP will be embedded in the system, I'll leave it up to you to think about the numbers, the value. What number are you coming up with? I guarantee you love that number. If you're doing real calculations, they don't know that. Let's keep going. So Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has voiced a strongly bullish outlook, of course. Hey, why would he not? He knows the meetings that they've been sitting in on. They've acquired new companies recently within the last week, or companies, whatever it is. Of course he's bullish. It says Ripple, so expressing confidence in both the company's performance and the broader crypto market. I'm not worried about the broader crypto market, but I get it. He's being polite. He has class. Ripple announced on November 5th on social media platform X that it achieved record milestones and secured a major strategic investment. A move Garlinghouse described. I don't know why I said move like that. I just go with the flow. I'm just flowing like Leroy off The Last Dragon. I'm flowing. I've got the glow. Remember that song, Got the Glow? Oh, some of you. Hey, even if you're not old enough to have watched The Last Dragon, I recommend it. It's a good movie. So Garlinghouse described as pivotal for the future of crypto. Interesting. Here's a quote from him. It says, this investment isn't just commenting on the $500 million investment. Garlinghouse stated, quote, 2025, without a doubt has been an incredible year for Ripple, a record year for crypto as a whole, unquote, commenting on a $500 million investment. He added the investment is just validation of Ripple's growth strategy and business built on the foundation of XRP. Right. But also a clear bet on what the future of crypto will look like. Let's add all this up. So Ripple's growing. Ripple, seeing that everyone else was doing XRP treasuries because they want to use XRP outright. There is, folks, there's a liquidity problem that is so deep. I've been exposing it. I've been showing you official information on the liquidity problem. You know where? Most people won't believe you if you tell them there's a liquidity problem there. They don't even understand how it works, but you do. Folks, they need XRP, all of these companies, all of the major ones. If they want to survive what's coming, they need XRP. Not just XRP, not XRP alone, but I use XRP as like a symbol. It's out front. Any liquidity token, they need them. That's why I said right now, as long as these companies are smart, they will take all the meetings and close all the deals they can right now, because right now they're needed now. You don't know if they're going to be needed later. Someone may have solved the problem, but that's up to them. That's why you have to also watch the teams. Are their teams hungry? Are their teams talking like they're closing deals? Are their teams letting you know they're seeking out partnerships? What type of partnerships? How hungry do they sound? That's important. Let you know how many companies they're going to be connected to, possibly working with. All right, so you have that. Let's go here. Bear with me one moment, please. So, of course, then we have articles like this. XRP price recovers strongly on MasterCard partnership. And, of course, in Ripple, $500 million funding. Then it says this here. XRP experienced a strong price recovery driven by news of Ripple's $500 million funding round at a $40 billion valuation and a new partnership with MasterCard. I could have sworn they were. Isn't that an expansion of already the partnership they already had? Because haven't they been with MasterCard to a degree for years? I know I'm not snapping off, tripping on that. I don't know. Yeah, I went old school. I said tripping. I went old. Somebody like tripping, Mick? You're dating yourself. I don't care about age or any of that kind of stuff. Like we're getting, in the way of people like, well, I'm getting older. I'm using language from the old school. I'm not concerned with that type of thing at all. I'm free. I'm free as a bird. I'm not. There's no strings on me anywhere. All right. All right. So it says new partnership. But yeah, I thought so. I thought that they already were working with MasterCard. But this is just like an expansion, but whatever. It says the funding, which included investors like Fortress and Citadel Securities, bolstered confidence in Ripple's growth. All right, I guess people need that. Bolsters confidence. I think anyone who's doing deep research should already have a lot of confidence in them. All right, to each his own. In Ripple's growth and diversified business strategy, the MasterCard partnership is expected to facilitate faster. Okay, yeah, of course they benefit from XRP. All right, and RLUSD is just a Trojan horse. Inside the Trojan horse is what? XRP. All right. As we've seen experts, real experts, right, declare the same thing recently. And I love this time period that we're seeing experts speak on these particular things right now. As I said before, dollar-based stable coins are going to be highly limited in where they can operate, where they can function. Of course, they have to ride the rails to get to the other side, to become whatever other currency on the other side. I mean, all stable coins are severely limited. And on top of that, they're still viewed as a threat. XRP's in the game. Chainlink, Solana, HBAR, XLM, they're in the game. I mean, not financial advice, just my humble opinion. I only speak for me. So now, let's go here. What's this extra article I have here? Oh, a little bit of, no, I don't want to get the gold news just yet. Let's get a little bit of Bitcoin in here. Little bit of Bitcoin news. This article is titled, wait, let me scroll down. Arthur Hayes says Bitcoin's next surge is locked in with the Fed liquidity flood rising. Good folks out there. You want to look into this. And not just because Bitcoin is going to explode even without this activity. It's just that bullish, in my humble opinion. You don't have to take my opinion. I only speak for me, not financial advice. All right. Make that clear once more. Yes, once more. There's a reason that the Fed liquidity is rising, and it is not a good thing. Look into it. If not, if you don't want to do that search, members only section, and watch those videos. Not only watch the videos, read those documents. Read those documents I'm posting. It's going to tell you. It's not a good reason why they're doing this, but let's continue on here. All right. Bitcoin looks super bullish, in my humble opinion. It says Bitcoin and crypto are primed for a monumental comeback as U.S. monetary expansion accelerates. Oh, let me put my hand up. I don't know where to put the chapter if I don't. As U.S. monetary expansion accelerates. I know I got to find a new way than doing this, right? But that's what I've been doing for years now. I do have some habits. Accelerates with surging treasury debt. I'm gonna drop a few more hints. Question the U.S. Treasury. Look into them. Yeah, you want something juicy? Like a juicy piece of information, news that most people don't know? And I mean most people. Look deep into the U.S. Treasury. You're going to find something. You have to dig a little bit. You're going to find something. Ooh-wee. And it tells you exactly why. Another reason why the bank coins are going to explode if you find that. Let's keep going. I'm not joking at whatsoever. I'm very serious about that. All right. It was surging treasury debt and Federal Reserve liquidity injections setting the stage for an explosive new bull cycle across digital assets. And that may be. Arthur Hayes foresees a powerful resurgence in Bitcoin and crypto markets fueled by U.S. monetary expansion. The BitMEX co-founder wrote in his November 4th essay, I guess it's titled Hallelujah, that rising treasury debt, hallelujah. You could only, I don't know how much Arthur Hayes knows. I'm assuming that he should have a very good research team. I'll say this. The only way you celebrate this is in the way that it may cause Bitcoin's price to rise exponentially, sure. Other than that, there's trouble on the horizon because of what they're doing is to mitigate a particular problem. That's major. Hey, I just put the information out there. You look into it, you don't. It's nothing I can do about that. That's just the thoughts that are coming to my mind when I'm reading this. I'm like, whoa, do you know, sir? I don't know. It says here, let's keep going. So that rising treasury debt and the Federal Reserve's growing balance sheet. Have you been looking into the Fed lately, sir? Through its standing repo facility. Okay. All right now. Will inject liquidity and spark the next major bull cycle. That's definitely possible. I want to put there's this ancient phrase. You know, I'm all about that. I'm all about these old philosophical phrases, etc., and epistemological phrases as well. But this one is there's a reverse side to every shield. This side protects you. That side, somebody's on the other side of it attacking, right? And there's another phrase very similar to that. A double-edged sword cuts both ways. Also, with a double-edged sword, it can be used to protect you or it can be used to attack, right? There's two sides to every coin. I want to drive this home as people are listening to this. Do not in the future, and I mean, I don't mean to say this as like, oh, I'm telling people to do. No, I'm not telling people to do anything. I'm just saying I would not be, I don't want to be caught unaware. I don't whatsoever. And I don't want to be basking in the glory of what I've done, right? Let's say I'm making some good value off of something. I'm having a great time in life. I don't want to bask in the glory of the moment when there is another moment approaching, right? And that moment may not be as good, and then I'm blindsided by it. I don't want to bask in the glory of the day and not be prepared for the night. You get my drift? All right. It says he explained that the U.S. deficits approaching $2 trillion annually require constant treasury issuance, largely financed by leverage investors relying on repo funding when liquidity tightens. The SRF, it's funny, he's talking about a lot of stuff that we've been talking about lately. That's actually interesting. Actually, we went very deep. Going very deep. The SRF allows these investors to borrow from the Fed using treasuries as collateral. And that's what I'm saying. There's something in this. There's a flaw in this. Just reading it, I'm like, well, okay, you're kind of glossing over something that's occurring. You're saying Treasury, you're saying U.S. Treasury. What is the U.S. Treasury doing right now? And what does it affect? You're like, oh, Mick, just spit it out. I have been in the members only section. That's what the members are the reason this channel is still here. They get the best of the best. Simple as that. They're the reason. So they know the information. They know what I'm speaking about. All right. But at least I dropped some crumbs, some hints. I shouldn't say crumbs. That might be taken negative, but what can I do? People are going to take things how they want. But hints. I dropped some hints. Best I can do. All right. So now let's cover a little bit of gold news. Bitcoin is super bullish. That I know. Without that, it's super bullish. Nations want it, states want it, large asset managers want it, regular companies want it. It's bullish. Simple as that. When those go away, then you start asking some questions. You start seeing them wane. You start asking some questions here. All right. So just a wee bit of gold news. And this is from the Chronicle Journal. I've never heard of them before. That's interesting. Okay. We got a new player in the gold article writers circle. Well, new player for me. Somebody's like, I've been reading the Chronicle Journal for years, Mick. All right. I have not. I've never seen them. Poland's gold rush. Poland's national bank leads central bank demand amidst $4,000 gold prices. Warsaw, Poland, November 7th, 2025. The National Bank of Poland has once again asserted its prominence in the global market, leading central bank gold demand in October 2025 with a significant purchase of 16 tons. Gold remains super bullish. I can see now why all these big banks are making these predictions about $5,000 gold. Yes, I believe that definitely is possible, as long as all the catalysts remain the same. As you can see, central banks are continuing to support gold. The question is, what are they protecting themselves from? That will always be the question. And so now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.